Okay, Monsanto is a company that's been around since the 1960s.
Food.
They were responsible for creating biological warfare that was used in Vietnam. They created Agent Orange. They created all kinds of chemicals that was used to kill other nations.
Ellos son los responsables porque han hecho muchos químicos en las guerras para matar a otra gente.
And then in the 1980s, they decided to start taking their biological warfare to the food.
Y los 80s decidieron a empezar a usar químicos en la comida.
And what they started doing is they started biogenetically engineering food.
Y lo que empezaron a hacer es la semilla, cambiarle como decir la ADN de la semilla, de hacer otra semilla nueva, de ellos ver.
So they started taking chemicals and other things, like they just started taking frog cells and lizard cells and other animals and started crossing them with plants.
Lo que van a hacer, están a estar produciendo células de sapos,
Lizards, and then they started taking chemicals and putting that in the food too. Like growth hormones, so that a tomato that normally would be like this big is this big, right? You know what I'm saying? Like the tomatoes are big now, right? Or a head of lettuce, which normally is grown in a organic garden, would be this big, is now this big. So they put growth hormones in it. They created pesticides to kill insects that are harmful for us, but that are also some insects that are good for us. So they created pesticides to kill the earth. So when you use a Monsanto seed and you use Monsanto pesticide, after a few years, the earth will no longer grow.
También lo que han hecho, también están cosas como
they have seeds that don't grow. They have seeds that will only grow if you use chemicals.
Primero Monsanto ha hecho ciertas semillas, Monsanto también han hecho cosas como químicos que se usan como para matar hierbas, o matar animales. Pero lo que hace esto es hierbar la tierra. Y muchas veces pasa que la semilla y con químicos pasa que de repente la tierra ya no sirve por tanto químico.
Amarillo. Rayos amarillos. ¿Tienes más? Karina.
Yeah, and they also are responsible for creating all the seedless fruits, of creating grapes that have no seeds, which we all got excited about watermelons that have no seeds, and we all got juiced about, but it screwed us up. In the end, we're eating something that no longer produces life. And I believe in this high conscious, you are what you eat. So if we're eating things that are chemically produced, that are biologically manipulated, and no longer can create seeds, therefore can no longer create life, we are what we eat. We're eating something that's going to eventually kill us. So,
like I say, now they have meat glue. You got to be careful for that. That's the newest invention. Where they have the meat glue, coagulated animal blood. They can take all the minced beef and make filet mignons, ribeyes, T-bones, anything, and then you wouldn't know the difference. And they say a lot of high-end restaurants use it now. So the whole thing on the consumers now, the whole debate was, should we be obligated? Should they be obligated to tell us when we go into Indiana, wherever you know, if our steaks are made with the meat glue or not? But for some people, it has gotten.
And they started doing this thing called structural adjustment program. Where they went with the United States and went to countries that were in debt. And said, we will erase your debt if you start eating our seeds. And what ended up happening is that many countries went ahead with that agreement.
So lo que pasó es que muchos países estuvieron de acuerdo con eso.
And these are countries that have many peasant They have many farmers. That's their agricultural country, right?
Y esos son países que son muy agriculturales, muchos laboradores de agricultura,
Where people have been peasants and farmers since the beginning of time.
donde han sido granjeros y peasants por mucho tiempo.
Right? And they have lived off the land. Their culture is with the land. Their ideas are with the land. Their spirits are with the
Su
land.
cultura es con la tierra, sus espíritus son con la tierra y sus mentes con la tierra.
And in accepting these cultural adjustment programs,
Con aceptar estos programas,
the farmers could no longer use their indigenous seeds.
los granjeros ya no podían usar sus semillas indígenas.
They had to use Monsanto seeds,
Tenían que usar semillas de
Monsanto hormones,
hormonas de Monsanto,
Monsanto pesticides.
pesticidios de Monsanto.
And what happened is they started growing crops that were not as good as the indigenous seeds.
Y empezaron a crecer plantas que no estaban igual que buenas que sus semillas de antes.
And like we had said earlier, what eventually happened was the crop stopped growing.
Lo que el tiempo pasó es que las plantas pararon de crecer
Because they were designed to stop growing.
porque eran diseñadas para que paren de crecer.
And the farmers ended up losing their land because they didn't fulfill their debt obligations.
Y los granjeros terminaron perdiendo su tierra porque no completaron con la deuda.
And then their government were able to steal their land.
Y entonces su gobierno luego viene y se hace dueño de esa tierra.
And then what ended up happening
Y lo que terminó pasando
was that you had a form of genocide that happened in many countries across the world
pasó como una forma de genocidio que pasó por muchas partes del mundo
because all these farmers and these peasants
porque todos esos granjeros
were suddenly landless.
de una repente no tenían tierra.
And you know what the government tended to do in that land that they took from the farmers and peasants?
¿Y saben qué hicieron con esa tierra que les quitaron?
They opened the golf resorts.
Abrieron vacación para hacer golf, jugar golf.